Welcome back, Five Aces.
Hey people, ChatGPT here. This is a pre-recorded message. Wait, I was not supposed to say that out loud. Hey, Five Aces here, how's it going? We are in the TDGL finals, and this is a match between two of the players who have bested the best of the best to keep all the types of words out of the way here. We are witnessing two players facing off against each other at the very top of the pecking order in competitive Command & Conquer at the time present. It is spawning SGDI. He has served Orb an eviction note as well as a 3-0. Mr. Borgmo with the trademark symbol in the campaign colored GDI. Golden clad, and he's squaring off against Mr. Kov, heavyweight champion in RAGL as well as TDGL, so a successful player across mods. Alright, I am hyped for this. Let's see how this is gonna go. Both going for mirrored builds for the time being. We've got two NGs out, we've got a couple of rifles, scavenging the map for any useful resources. There is the double Derrick as well as one... no, there is no mid Derrick. This is, what's the map called? African Gambit. We've seen it before. Relatively small, narrow space to deploy in the middle. Relatively easy to harass over the ridges. This is very much something that plays into early Nod's favor, because you can easily go for a little eco-harassment, if not a harvester bust, if you've got enough recon bikes, because they've got a decent range as well as decent line of sight. But be that as it may, we are preparing for a relatively standard early game with the single refinery into airstrip / weapons factory, which is something that only in TD, you know, into MCV move out, which always strikes me as a risky maneuver, but hey, the pro players definitely know what's up here. And on this map you have to move out early on anyway. Look at the amount of starting ore. There is just a little tiny speck of ore before you go broke almost immediately. Oh, that was a nice attempt from Kav here, trying to aim for the engineer, who is not gonna come out. Yep, it went for double engineer early on. Both players safely taking their derricks, so they should be at income parity. And we've got two harvesters out for both, third harvester on the way. Both players going for a guard tower, no one going for any extra shenanigans as of yet. This is super stock standard, pretty much the go-to build, if you will. If you asked ChatGPT to come up with a build for Tiberian Dawn, this would be it. There would be one early barracks just for safety, there would be one refinery, there would be one airstrip / weapons factory, followed up by at least 4 harvesters. We've got ourselves a Borgmo with the APC already, so a little bit of defense. Against Nod, I feel the APC is more of a defensive option, more of like a lane bully. Oh, he's going for the double trouble here. Double light vehicles. Not very scary, to be honest. I like the Nod early vehicle combinations better, but Kav has not opted for that. He opted for a very early second refiner. Has also, by the way, only moved out his Conyard a couple inches, which is a very prudent choice on this map. Second APC coming online. Now this is starting to look a bit more aggressive. Not quite yet. We're also seeing a lot of rockets being added to the mix now. And a guard tower being deployed. What the hell is up? What's going on? What's that black magic fuckery? Oh? Who's gonna get the killing blow here? Alright. Yeah, this Ranger or Humvee gonna have a rough time ahead of him. Very good. Now build a service depot and patch it up. Do it now. The old song and dance. Yep, double airstrip is already online. We've got the double weapons factory as well. This is completely mirrored for the time being. Plus, not a very high octane game, but to be honest, this is a series in a long best of 5 series, so you would expect players to play it safe because you don't want to give away any early points to risky maneuvers. And needlessly risky maneuvers just lead to you being pushed, being so under the gun that you have to go for more and more risks to make up for it. So playing standard is just the safer option here. Lots of APCs and also some of them being loaded up with just regular rifle infantry. Out comes the comm center. So this is relatively soon gonna turn into a medium tank, a stream of medium tanks. No, it is rocket launchers. He's building rocket launchers and mediums at the same time. Very costly composition. MCV's moving on to the third already. Oh, out come the grenadiers. So the one big issue is this composition has nothing against armor. No response to any armored unit whatsoever. Move out got revealed. We're seeing lots more Grens. Is he maybe gonna split off one APC and let it go haywire in the back lines while the mainstay forces are battling each other? Might be a viable option. We're seeing some pokes. Yep, there we go. The pips are relatively full, so this army is more or less stacked. And there is the MRLS. I feel it's maybe a defensive option. One MRLS parked behind the guard tower is super useful for just deterring buggy pushes, because it does crazy AoE. Even just one of them is enough. It reminds me so much of the Katyusha creeping barrage in Company of Heroes 2, where if you manage to hit that, it's so devastating because it does so much crazy AoE. The actual damage spread is quite insane. This composition is scary, but it can get outmaneuvered very easily. Grenadiers tend to miss a lot. Oh, speaking of scary though, the ant swarm is crawling across the map. Some of the not creepy crawlies are on the way. Oh, we're gonna zoom in a bit more. I forgot about that. To be honest, let's be real honest here. I feel like Red Alert's graphics are really timeless. But Tiberian Dawn, outside of... the one thing that has aged very gracefully about Tiberian Dawn, I feel, is the tile set. The rest of the models just don't look half as good as they do in RA. Even though both are just pixel-based. But if you look at this just doesn't look too convincing to me, for being honest. Oh, the recons. That was a double punch. The double prong maneuver. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, no. Oh no! Borgmo is losing a lot of health on the Konyard already. And is this gonna be an... Oh, is this gonna be an all-in? Starting to look increasingly like it. Yep. The MRLS are being intercepted almost immediately. Don't get to do much damage at all. My lord, how do you stop this? There is a counter push that's just the APCs. They dropped some units into their demise. No econ damage has been sustained here whatsoever, and this is an absolutely overwhelming force. I feel that's already it I fear for Borgmo in Game 1. That is a done deal as soon as the flamethrowers connect onto the Konyard. Yeah! Ah, look at the burst. Yep, good night Konyard. Good night expansion as well. Very convincing maneuver. So basically what happened there, he got outmaneuvered by the recons. What a disaster! Oh lord, the entire army just rotating over now. That is too little too late. Unless he loses all in the rebound here, but it doesn't look like it at the time present. Man, Grenadiers did a number. But it doesn't matter. He's got one chance at a counter push, and it is not happening because Cav is already forming a defensive bulwark here. Again, this was one of the cases where you're feeling really confident and secure because you walled off with freaking sandbags. Yeah, newsflash. Those things don't stick too much. Not too much staying power. Yeah. Mediums you better run. You're being outswarmed, outgunned, outflanked. And there is nowhere to run from here. Except to the scrapyard. I mean, those tanks are actually doing a fair number on the lights, but at the end of the day, it is forces overwhelming. Really good hit and run, really good kiting. The correct terminology would be Q moving, even though it doesn't exist in OpenRA, but hey, that's how the Command and Conquer community have decided that it's gonna be named. Oh no. Harvester, Tiberian Refinery, the soft underbelly of the base. Oh, it's looking a bit rough. That is for sure the 1-0. Tiberian Refinery, as soon as that's down, there is no replacing that by any means whatsoever. And at that stage, just go home. Medium tank, go home, you're drunk. Oh, there are so many more waves. And this time he is mixing in not buggies, and the reason being that Borgmo is increasingly reliant on his infantry production as well. He's purchased a couple of rocket soldiers, and Kav has smartly invested into rockets and buggies himself now. Plus the flamers. I really like the flamer. Oh, we've got the airplane going haywire. No? Looked like it. Oh, some solid veterancy on those units, huh? We're all a bit wounded, but it doesn't matter. Oh, there is one last power plant remaining. Ooh, it's sneaky. May take a while to take out on a base race. If we're ever going to see the legendary base race, this would be the game for it. MCV moving forward, Kav just recognizing his position. He's in an absolutely indomitable position. Oh, the recons are going to be connecting onto the bikes are going to be, sorry, what's it called? The buggies are going to be connecting onto the rocket soldiers, and really beautiful backstab here, recognizing that there's going to be probably an infantry dispatch as well, and they're very slow. Ooh, gets one harvester of Cavs. And already sending out the mainstay forces into the middle. Oh, that's going to be a good airstrike though. Nice, but doesn't change the outcome of the game. He killed one harvester. I'll give him a B+, commendable effort. Just not really happening anymore. Plus there should be a counter airstrike up now. Yes, sir. All he needs here is a good scouting run. And here's the sell-off. Long distance mining from Borgmo. Any more planes going haywire? Doesn't appear to be the case. Triple airstrip still. Fourth base being taken. It is looking a bit grim here, my friend. Airstrike onto the rockets from the backlines from downtown. Ooh, spicy. That was a good airstrike to finish the game with. Alright. With these beautiful jolly images from the metal scrapyard, I'm gonna leave you with game 1. We're gonna be back in game number 2, and that does put Kav 1-0 up. See you in a sec.
Battle control terminated.
And in game 2, we are on New Winter. I just had to look up the name of the map. Again, it is one that I didn't even have installed. It's looking suspiciously like Patches too, but I've said that about 2 maps already, and this one, yeah, I don't know, it just has a similar layout. I feel like Patches was a bit wider. But yeah, one of those maps where you have very, very little starting ore. The returns of investment on a double harvester are gonna start diminishing very soon. And this is one where you just rather have to move out. Sooner rather than later. Your piggy bank will be broken in no time flat. We're not seeing any engineers because there's nothing to contest over really. There's just 2 derricks, and those are very far away. So there's no real point in contesting those little spots on the map. You can take them later on. Both players going for an airstrip and war factory rush respectively. It's called weapons factory, by the way. Just in case you're unaware, you're a noob like me. Kappa. Tiberian noob. I've only played this game for I've only played the OpenRA version of this game for at least 8 years. Plus then there is I guess a good 2 decades of the actual Tiberian Dawn under my belt. By the way, story time. I don't have much spare time, especially now with my wife being pregnant yet again, and us, you know, being in the preparatory stages, but sometimes there's a little downtime to unwind in between my job and taking care of my partner. And I've utilized that by trying to go for the 100% completion on the missions in Tiberian Dawn in the remaster version. Holy smokes, some of those missions are just downright sadistic. I actually managed to get through the GDI campaign already. Not campaign, still work in progress, but there is also a couple covert ops missions that are just completely insane. Plus there are some where they have retained the original bugs. If anyone remembers, there's a bike being sniffed out. If anyone remembers, there is a mission where you had freaking orcas with freaking lasers on their heads. Yes, it was the mission with the laser orcas. and that was actually a fairly good mission. The problem is, as soon as you reload it, the Orcas do not have... They lose their armaments. Oh my goodness. Cav has come completely unprepared here. Oh, his harvester! I think the thing is straight up dead, isn't it? Oh no. Oh, what a blunder. Yikes. Trades it off for... That's so much momentum. Anyway, the laser Orca mission is just completely insane. Because as soon as you reload, they lose their laser armaments and you're stuck with regular Orcas. So you basically have to complete that mission in one setting. And let me tell you, it's a bit tough. So, this doesn't look like much because a harvester is worth 1100 credits, but holy smokes, that puts you so far behind. He was forced into investing... Is he gonna invest into another harvester? Plus there's long distance mining. What's going on here from Cav? He's put extremely far behind anyway. That's the gist of the story. That now is a bit annoying. We've got triple Humvee in the base, but yeah, you can realistically, you can just afford to stay. And even trading off like this isn't a big deal. Okay, 4th refinery has now been purchased by Cav, so he's starting to catch up. Still, should be a home field advantage for Borgmo at that stage of the game. He's got solid econ setup, he's got his double airstrip already, and it's unscouted, by the way. So this is a really good maneuver, I like that. Borgmo is also going for a hand on node. So, look at me, I'm just building harvesters, just a harvester, chill. Chill, bro. Those 3 Humvees are actually a legitimate threat to the vehicles, but they've wasted their salvos here, so that should be the end of it. Yep. Thank you, kind sir. He's pumping out from 2 airstrips now, and that is gonna outpace Cav's production by far. Cav basically should be investing into field defenses, but he's stubbornly refusing to do so. Going for another weapons factory. So the army graph should actually be way in favor of Borgmo. Wait, yeah, it just updated. I was like, what's going on? Okay, that is now a scary army. Yeah, he's got twice the army, so he's basically got this on lockdown. He's broke though. Oh. You need to basically retain the health of your recon bikes. That is the difficulty about this situation. Oh, that's smart. He's baiting in with a rocket bike. Trying to find the opening. Oh, here's the gap. Hell yeah. That is smart. Oh, and now he's closing the distance. That is so brilliant. He's been baiting out the Humvees. That was extremely smart from Borgmo. Brilliant maneuver. Retains his recons as well. Yeah, the trade is looking fairly even. But in terms of the economy, it should be Borgmo ahead. Not by as much as I thought, but it's still 2k. Alright. So everything's stabilizing. A comm center is in the mix for Borgmo. Same is true for Cav though. Recons get shaved off. And this is now double barracks. So this is a very defensive build. Obviously, minigunners and especially rockets are slow as molasses, but on the defense they're really good. It's gonna be matched with a flame tank from Borgmo. Oh, that is so smart. I really like his style of gameplay here. He's switching it up so hard. So basically, these act as a deterrent. And, oh, it's been scouted though. He did not notice. He did not notice. He's going for the counter-aggression though. Oh, this game is going to be extremely spicy from here on out. Counter-attack from Cav is on the way. I feel with the rocket, with the flame tanks, he can immediately torch this composition. And I think, oh my goodness, look at the DPS from this thing. Almost gets the Tiberian refinery down. Oh, here's the crush. Second weapon factory though. Second weapons factory is looking... No, it's not gonna go down. Okay, so everything is bruised, everything is battered, but at the end of the day, no critical damage being sustained by Cav. Man, what a defense. Most players would have fallen to this push in no time flat. So we've got 5 harvesters. Oh, solid econ. 5 harvesters here, and the 6th harvester is already in production. Cav is scrambling for more econ. What about the army graph now? Cav is overtaken, is now firmly in the driver's seat, and both players are broke. Deployment could not be stopped here at this point in time. This is an extremely exposed position for the Kanyard though. It's all a question of, there is a brief window of vulnerability here. I think Borgmo doesn't have the airstrike up, does he? No, 2 minutes shy of coming online. That's gonna be a while until that manifests itself in lead. Okay, the push has been started. Very expensive formation. Borgmo with a lot of elite infantry, flamethrowers and rocket soldiers. Both going for the craziest expansions here, just in the face of peril. Ooh, I'm not sure if I'm liking that. This could backfire just horribly, and the cheap minigunners are winning out at the end of the day. Winning the trade. There is a lot of pressure onto Borgmo's Kanyard. Oof. I'm not liking his chances anymore, they just got a lot slimmer. Oh no. Yeah, basically the entire army just evaporated. Kanyard is now being taken out as well, there's nowhere for it to go. Maybe so. Oh, he didn't get the cell off in time either. Yeah, my friend. Just a bit too ambitious with the pushes here. It could have been something beautiful, it could have been the start of something great. But alas, it never manifested itself. The only thing I'm not sure about is if this is a best of 5 or best of 7. Anyway, GG. Yeah, there was no way around this one. Where did it go wrong? The overcommitment. The double push where he tried to go for the Tiberian refinery and the weapons factory at the same time. Got neither. And basically gave away his lead right then and there. Okay, so 2-0 up is Cav. He's looking extremely strong. Yep, and that's basically it for game number 2. We're gonna be back with game 3 in just a second.
Battle control terminated.
Okay, and this map here is called A New Winter. Oh, Crackpoint. And certainly looks like Crackpoint here. Somebody has cracked down hard on all these hospitals and civilian structures. One of the nice little tidbits about Tiberian Dawn is that all those actors had their own custom names. Why on earth would there be a music factory? This feature kind of returned in Tiberian Sun and Red Alert 2, because all those assets had their own custom names. It was quite hilarious. Even the self-insert from Westwood, I think they had the Westwood headquarters in Tiberian Sun. And then in Red Alert 2, it obviously everything got super goofy anyway. We had Burger Kong and so on. We also, I distinctly remember a mission from Yuri's Revenge where he had to basically rescue not Microsoft. There was a guy who was basically Bill Gates coming on the intercom and asking for help, and if you would, it was a secondary mission. You would gain fundings, generous fundings for defending his software company. This one rock is giving me anxiety. Is there one? Really? Maybe this one? Is that... No, I don't think it's a tile error. Map makers can easily see whenever there's obstructions. Maybe this rock? Ah, this one. I do remember that the streets and the roads have one tile, like they've got those tiles that are blocked. OpenRA anxieties, yeah. Reminds me of one of the maps from Yonder, way back Yonder, I think in Season 2, where one of the spawns was unbalanced because it had a rock. There was a huge discussion about that, and rightfully so as well. The haystacks being wired off. That's one militant farmer, huh? Not much remaining anyway. Damon's Pub. Man. There is 2 music factories in this town. Look, we're gonna have to talk about this. The industry is kind of fucked here. Giving me a good old Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy vibes, you know, with the planet that got destroyed because it basically only had... The economy only consisted of shoe factories, of shoe manufacturers, because it was so convenient to build them. And everybody had demand for them. At the end of the day, they all just... society collapsed upon itself because it was subsisting purely on shoes. Oh man, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you haven't read that, please do yourself the favor. Alright, again, camping is Cav. Cav going on a little camping trip here. So, Harvester coming online. Basically, you know you can do this because your opponent is not going to have anything out in time. Your opponent is going to have their Conyard far, far away. And best case scenario, you can also pull a guard tower. Yeah, okay. Guard tower is pulled. Did a little bit of damage there. Always nice to pull an early field defense out of your opponent, forcing it out. Costs 600, that's quite the investment, and that's something that is not gonna contribute to the war effort in any foreseeable time in the future. Unless you mount it onto a tank platform, which would be the way to go. I think the second airstrip has been revealed, yep. Build-up animation has been almost completed. And the MCV moving out to the third. Oil derricks not being claimed all too much. Sparsely populated. We've got 1 oil derrick claim. Only 1 on the entire map, and that is in Borgmo's favor. Huh. Curious. Bike-buggy combination is rushing across the map yet again. I understand that this build is so effective because it also covers so much line of sight. The visibility is quite large. Oh, good concave. That is the recon bike shredder. Borgmo is running into it one by one. Also, road disadvantage here. Not connecting anymore. That was still fine. There was some good damage being done. Obviously, we've got our double airstrip built. We don't have any tech out just yet. Players are moving their Conyards. No, Cav is staying on 2.5 bases for the time being. This map though is a little bit more to play around with because you immediately grab 3 out of the... Just moving out your Conyard a little bit, you can move to 3 patches. I'm wondering if you're parking here. I think that should be feasible. If you're placing your MCV here, you would have theoretical triple access. Problem is then you wouldn't be able to cover the ore fields or the Tiberian fields from being raided, but you would have access to all 3 of them. Just parking the MCV here and snake walking over 1 power plant refinery, 2 power plants in the barracks plus refinery, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 small buildings plus a refinery. That doesn't cost that much. Engineers are going in now. Very wide front yet again from Cav, and single file formation. Man, Borgmo, you should know better. Trying to cut him off again. Rockets connecting and dissuading this bike. It's looking very good for Cav at the time. Present Borgmo. Borgmo is a little ahead. This time he hasn't suffered critical losses just yet. He has earned a lot more, despite the builds being relatively mirrored. That's curious. I don't think any player opted to forego a harvester, did they? Again, wide formation for Cav. Oh, Cav is being raided. Borgmo is being raided, but this time around no critical damage. Just a little bit of a power problem. Single file formation this time is not a problem, but still very defensible position for Cav. Borgmo is trying to push through. I'm not sure about this. The infantry are not in the house just yet. The tank is soaking up so much damage before it finally goes down. There shouldn't be an airstrike ready, so this is a very tough fight as well. Yeah, in goes the medium, or light, the LT, and that is most of the anti-tank gone, but somehow he has managed to push forward. Okay. This is unexpected. Yeah, light tank on a warpath. Is he yet again overcommitting? Oh, it is certainly looking like it. Yikes on trikes. It did look so good for him for a moment. I thought him pushing the army of Cav off his own buildings would have been the signal to go for an all-in. All-in he went. Airstrip came out unscathed, and thus does manifest itself the drop in the plummet in econ supply. Yep, fast rebound from Cav, no rebound whatsoever from Borgmo. It is starting to look like a 3-0. I really hope we're gonna see some more, you know, something more of a closer race than what we've seen thus far. Thus far, it's looking a bit one-sided, but that's fine. Sometimes that's how it works. Just imagine it. That's the guy who served Orb a 3-0. And Orb was playing well in that series. So 4th base being claimed by both. Flamers out in the open are not that good. They have very low range, so you basically need to get them into melee. I would rather have that invested into a lot of minigunners instead. Granted, Flamers are cheaper here. I think they cost only 200, if my memory serves me right. But it still isn't a good investment here. Not out in the open. They're never going to connect with anything significant because they're mostly going to be fighting melee range against tanks. Those are the biggest threat, and as a result, this is a very expensive an army that has the per cell value too stacked. You know, the value of units per cell is going to be very one-sided or very skewed, because minigunners just cost a fraction of that, and they can only stack up to 5 units or 5 infantry units on one cell at a time. Oh, that's it. The Hail Mary. Oh no! Light tanks with some fantastic maneuvers, crushing everything in their path. This is starting to look like the 3-0, and I'm starting to sound like a broken record here. It just, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Really, really good crushes. That's one thing that Tiberian Dawn has got going for it. The kill animations, I feel, are a lot better. At least on infantry. Oh, eating my words as the Flamers are connecting onto a couple of buggies. But there's a lot of DPS coming from this blob. Oh my goodness. The lights already don't have the best damage. This is just due to sheer numbers. Yeah, Cav knows he doesn't have to commit into this anymore. Just move around, pick some stuff off. Everything you do now is just going to be a bonus. You're already super far ahead. And really, this is just a matter of time. There is no route for a recovery again here for Borgmo, because he really doesn't have the production capabilities anymore. Plus he lost some of his econ. Valiant effort that is still trying, but 11 minutes deep. I don't think this can be salvaged anymore. Cav with some really good movements, and you can see here, Cav is not someone who is playing with it, toying with his food. He is always just going straight for the jugular. He's the type of guy who would crush a 5-year-old in chess. You know, the first chess match of the 5-year-old's life, and he's just like beating him into submission with a 3-move checkmate, and being like, "You suck, you noob." Nah, certainly not like this, but very, very fierce display. That is a 3-0 up for Cav, and Borgmo really, really needs a miracle to pull this back. Is he gonna be able to deliver on the said miracle? We're gonna find out in the next game.
Battle control terminated.
Which we're experiencing right now, live from Desert Mandarins. Reminds me so much of another map. Okay, so faction check. Borgmo going for what heresy is this? This is just straight up blasphemy. I think in Nod you can probably get imprisoned up to 20 years. maybe even executed for assuming GDI colors. Flying a false GDI flag. You don't do that. That's not Kane conform, not in the name of Kane. He doesn't stand for that. It is a nod mirror, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna be seeing a lot of T0. Lots of bikes and buggies. I'm not expecting a stealth tank rush, not against Nod themselves. Oh, I know why you recognize this map, because it is basically a literal carbon copy of the map that, the Red Alert map, that has the same layout, and that was a... was that in Season 6? Maybe Season 5 and 6? That this was popular? I remember going back and forth over those two northern and southern derricks. One game I had against Smithy that took almost an hour, where I just managed to rush up to MiGs and somehow pick off like 50 tanks, despite being super far behind. Good old times. Good old competitive times. Those rockets are a bit exposed here, my friend. Alright. Borgmo pushing forward. That's gonna give him a little bit of an edge. But yet again, good position for Kav. And what a senseless slaughter. 5 rocket soldiers early on? Really? Oh, in comes the kill squad though. Perfect, gets the engineer down. Haha. Rockets are scrambling, they have not been revealed. So it's our little secret. Keep it a little secret. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be so much value. Good movement here. Retains his buggy as well. My lord. That is gonna be one hell of an expensive trade. Ooh. Getting one of the buggies with the last Souk shot. What is this, by the way? You can take a closer look at the models in Renegade, but I always had wondered what that is. In Renegade, it's basically like a small basement underneath that you can actually enter, which I always found kind of amusing. So this is annoying. This is maybe gonna put him into low power. Let's check that. No, okay, second power plant is already out, so not a big deal. Kav went for a second power plant super early on. This is the weird blue Tiberium, which you can harvest if you do feel so inclined. It's now up to 3 harvesters. This is still a little bit of pressure, so not half bad for Borgmo. So out of all the early games that he's had thus far, this one is certainly looking to be the most promising. Ooh, again, the buggy wasting a couple salvos. Yep, gets another kill. Rat-a-tat-tat. There is a recon bike transition from Borgmo. Oh, blue tip. The blue tip is being harvested. This is gonna be an insane income spike. What about the income? Relatively even. Borgmo ahead for now. That is a temporary and fleeting state, my friend, unfortunately. That's at least gonna be my assumption. Okay, he's also taking the blue. Blue tip is a fickle bitch in this mod. You harvest it out relatively fast. And then you're basically left with no income whatsoever. No tech as of yet, which doesn't come as a surprise exactly. Good bike movement. The bikes are being kept behind and retained. Oh no! Caster's curse! Not like this! Sorry, I still have a bit of a sore throat here. Yeah, I had an infection where I was 95% sure it would be Corona. And I was actually one of the few people who got spared the Rona until now. And basically all the symptoms would have checked out, you know. Having a sore throat, having fever, and then also having an altered sense of taste, which was kind of really annoying. And it checked all the boxes for Corona, except that one box on the Corona test itself, so it was something different. I took the test, I think, 3 times or something. Always came back negative. So it was a sort of stomach bug that went around and around and around. Basically, all of my colleagues had it. The kids had it as well. So at some stages there were like 3 persons in the classroom besides me, and usually we're 34. So yeah, massive wave of illness. The Plague 2.0. I mean, that's far back in the past that we can joke about it, right? Right? I think so. Okay, we've gotten the first flame tank out yet again. The first super soaker filled with flame. Now with 50% more flame instead of a squirt gun. I like the model though. It's a really cool model. Oh no. Wait a sec, the flame tank is actually the kingmaker in the field. There is not really an answer. Is gonna send it forward? No. Still though, so many recons have already been lost, it's already looking kind of bad. Not enough anti-armor. Borgmo is angling for maybe a refinery kill. He's gotten his light tanks out now. Still tier 0 for Cav. Cav is rocking the good old no-tech flavor. I don't know. He's trying to trade off here. It is working, sort of, ish. On the other side. Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's how you do it. He has gotten into the backlines. He's now going to start claiming some harvesters. Rocking some of that DPS. Good army movement there. Has been singling out most of the recon bikes. The tanks are doing their best to hold the ground. Did actually... Yeah, he actually pulled through. Borgmo is now on low power, but that's fine. He hasn't lost anything yet. Not yet. Yeah, there goes the harvester. Good night, sweet prince. So it is 1 for 1 in terms of harvesters. Still, it has never been looking as good for Borgmo in this series as this game. This is his chance. This is... Wait, he got another harvester with a random straggler rocket. Oh, good. Good on him. He is certainly starting to pull back a little here. Airstrike should be ready in just a minute. Let's check. Oh, airstrike has been issued. Oh no, never mind. He's just on low power. Wait. Both were on low power for quite a bit here. Yep, this is starting to look like this could be a game that Borgmo is able to take. Look at that random civilian just posing in the middle of the military with all those vetted general riflemen. Double kill. What's up? You're not so ballsy anymore now, huh? Is it just staying behind? Any signs of counter-aggression? No, sir. Not starting to look fairly convincing here. 1 artillery, that is brilliant. Artillery's cost next to nothing. I think 600. Both players broke. 4 harvesters for Cav though only. So the reason you build 1 single artillery is just to apply pressure, force your opponent into committing into your forces. And if you're already ahead, that is a very surefire strategy to pull further ahead, because you deprive your opponent of defender's advantage. Usually you would have to basically crack their base open with an all-in push, but with that 1 artillery, you're not overcommitting here. All you're really doing is just start saying, hey, I've got an artillery, I'm gonna start hammering your Tiberian refineries unless you do something about it. That is, he's playing it exactly right here. I really like this maneuver by Borgmo. Now obviously he doesn't have a spotter, so that's kind of annoying. But still. North end side, yeah. That is 1 hand of nod going down. Good hustle. And how do you win this anymore from that point onwards? I feel Cav is easily gonna be able to... is not easily gonna be able to defend here. Again, airstrip being taken under siege, and here is the backstab, the flank. This should be a dead artillery, but also a dead Cav, so this is a 3-1. Very well played here for Borgmo. Congratulations for claiming his first point. That was just super smart strategic play. Won an early game engagement and even went... Oh no, that's just light tanks, looked like an iron cannon. And just went for really smart maneuvers from there on out. Yeah, 3-1 and still a ways to go. So see you in a sec.
Battle control terminated.
And for my next trick, I'm gonna show you the ultimate map for 1v1s. Got ported over from Kane's Wrath live into Tiberian Dawn. We've got match number 5 between Cav and Borgmo. And this could already be the decider, so if Cav takes this, because I've got a couple dummy replays, so I have no idea. But if Cav actually takes this, then he's going to be the winner of TDGL season God knows who, God knows how many. But Borgmo definitely has a shot at pulling this series back, as he has as evidenced in game number 4, as he has demonstrated with swift judgment, delivering at least one denting blow into Cav. This time it is Cav as GDI. God damn it, the colors are all mixed up yet again. Cav as not colored GDI and Borgmo as GDI colored Nod. Come on, don't tell me that's not confusing. Oh, Borgmo, you monster. What a backstab. Absolutely brutal here. Okay, second engineer at least connects. He himself was taken. He's actually not that far ahead. He has only taken one of his own derricks. So... yeah, Cav is actually ahead. Yikes, that doesn't pay off at all. It looked so good, but he neglected to take his own derricks, so there's that. Salah's house yet again. Salah is like a real estate agent or something. What else do we have? Mubasa's hut, that looks kind of basic. Axum's hut, at least still standing. Trader Ted's, yeah, he's got an emporium. We know about Trader Ted's, he's pretty much ubiquitous in Tiberian Dawn. He is the Walmart of the Tiberian Dawn universe. Ali's house, alright. Oh, Ali, also rocking the double house here. We've got one well. And you've got to walk quite a bit. You've got the actual oil derrick closer than the well. That does never bode well here. That is a sure sign that your economy is shit. What is this? Oh, Trader Ted's destroyed. Ooh, now we're talking. Down with the capitalist system. I guess it is a Nod map after all. The Nod Desert Theater. What do we have here? The Camel Trader, obviously. Ali's house yet again and Abdul. Alright. So it's only Ali and Abdul and Salah. Rikki Tikki Tembo. Okay, never heard that one. And Mubasa's got two little huts here as well. Fair enough. So 4 harvesters into move out and a 4th harvester coming online just now. So Borgmo again being a little bit behind. Assets are looking okay though. The bank is larger for Cav. No signs of a tech just yet. Failed. That was a really slow early game, to be honest. Outside of that little start. This is the map with the blue tip in the middle. I really like this one. It can be easily contested. You can't easily build across it. You can't basically put a stranglehold on it. Again, Cav finding his way into the base with the Humvees. The army is still so small. Both armies very small in size. Yeah, 1200 are the running assets. That ain't enough to keep the lights on. Double airstrip has been revealed already. The focus fire just not there. Ooh, those Humvees didn't contribute anything to the DPS. As a result, very costly trades. I want to take a look at the combat tab. Cav is ahead here. Should also be ahead in economy by 1k. Man, that's so frustrating. if you start losing buggies over and over and over. Because your buggies, as soon as they come out, they get targeted. And they don't auto-target the right units. So it is so annoying. You have to play this so meticulously. One thing you could do is wall them off with concrete, not concrete walls, with sandbags. This would cost you just $100. They couldn't flee anymore. Oh, here's the harvester, soaking up a lot of fire. Ha! Aggressive harvester, like the aggressive goalkeeper. Going on a little hunt. Oh, he's losing so many vehicles yet again. Oh no. Still, this should be defensible with the addition of the turret, which has taken a hell of a beating from just those couple Humvees. How has that happened? Wait a sec. The tail end of this engagement was actually fairly good for Borgmo. Cav is so ahead though. Oh. Borgmo has destroyed a lot more. Yeah, the tail end of that engagement was really good for him. But what does it matter when your opponent just has more stuff? Where's that coming from though? Cav on 7 houses, that explains it. So, we've got the comm center established. We've got the MCV moving forward. Already contesting the blue tip, huh? Is that the game plan? Borgmo is now ahead in army. So he's not going gently into this quiet night. He's definitely trying to make something work. Wide defensive arc here as well, but lots of tanks from Cav. I feel like this is too light on the anti-armor. Borgmo operating almost at full capacity.
Civilian
Little
killed.
scouting pass. Oh no, a civilian has been killed. Was it the one? Yep. Yep, it was Salah. So, houses for sale. It's the bargain bin. House being foreclosed. Gravios right now, 2 for the price of 1. Oh boy. Let me know in the comments how the housing market in your country is right now, because we are, I believe, we're experiencing an economical crisis that was way beyond scope for what we had anticipated in the wake of the aftermath of COVID, and we've got a veritable housing crisis here in Austria, and I just want to know whether it's similar for other countries. I presume the answer is mostly yes, but I just want to hear first-hand accounts. Here in Austria, man, it's not fun for young people at all, and I just feel for the newer generations. I was about to say millennials, but I myself am a millennial, so that doesn't compute. I guess it's Gen X. Oh no, airstrike being ready. Oh, 1 artillery. That is not enough to hold, isn't it? So many mediums running loops around the army of Borgmo. Running holes into the defense. Oh, he's gonna be able to push him back though. So for the time being, it's starting to look okay. He's about to stabilize more or less. Oh, that is a costly trade though. More infantry being hammered into the front lines. Man, what a material battle. Everything dying everywhere all at once. Whew. The defense has been held. Oh my goodness, and Cav is actually sweeping him away from here as well. Swatting the power plant, that's an APP too. What a move! What a maneuver. If only the recon bikes knew that there is something in the southern perimeter. Oh no! So much infantry yet again. Concentrated forces. Good crushes! Good crushes? Okay, is this the rebound? The rebound from the rebound. Nice eco-transfer from Borgmo, realizing he is now ahead. Both players are broke. 4k lead for Borgmo. Economy is looking relatively similar, but obviously both players' armies have been completely depleted. Artilleries, I'm not sure if they should be moving outside of the safety of their base, because they can get picked off so easily out in the open. But he's trying to tackle a harvester. Oh, that harvester is still alive. Is he committing for the Conyard? And is he overcommitting yet again? That is the more important question. Recon's doing a really good recon dance here, the recon mating dance. Artillery, though, gets connected on. Here is the Conyard of Borgmo trying to push forward as well. Gotta say, the artilleries thus far have been really good. Ooh. The mediums have found their ways into the artilleries yet again. That is just so rough to watch. Okay. Recon's down. Artillery's still firing away. Tank turn rate. Usually you'd think tank turn rate, that is a stat that only matters in games like Company of Heroes 2, but I've seen it matter so many times in OpenRA, especially Mammoth tanks. If you manage to get into the rear, they usually don't have time to react. Where does this leave us? Kav is ahead in the army yet again, despite the trade's not looking too good for him. Lots of artillery for Borgmo down. This can get easily overrun and circle rushed. As you can see, the artillery is sure they're good against infantry, but they're not good at stopping a full-on infantry force where there's just units trickling in all the time. Oh no. Conyard of Borgmo is really exposed now. Artilleries are down, and that is the Conyard dead as well. He isn't dead to rights, but doesn't want to commit anymore. Okay. Yeah, I should realistically just kill this. He's going for the econ over the Conyard. Super interesting. Oh, the sell-off from Borgmo. This is trying to get the engineers out. Operation Exfiltration. Run, buddies. Oh no. The wrench. Good, expensive wrench. Gone to waste. In comes the airstrike. Pretty good. Gets all the infantry, but doesn't get any of the tanks. And I doubt that's gonna change the outcome of the game. This is looking... Oh, whiff here from Kav. But it's okay. The writing's on the wall. So many harvesters have died. 2 down. 3rd harvester under siege. It is starting to look a bit bleak. Yet again. Borgmo was on a really good track in game number 4. But this one, sealing the deal, it appears. Yeah, how many harvesters are we on still? 3? 3 over, basically. I mean, he doesn't have a Conyard himself anymore, or he sold it off, I guess. So, still a good show. GG, well played. Good manners coming out from Borgmo. Kav, congratulations. Congratulations on taking TDGL. Is it Season 3? I'm just gonna take a wild guess here. Congratulations to the new TDGL Heavyweight Champion. Also, congratulations to the Vice Champion, who's not in this image anymore, outside of just a couple of wreckages. So both players playing really, really well, and you've seen how Borgmo has demolished Orb, and Orb is already a top tier player. So the competition up there is so fierce, and yet he got smoked by Kav. So Kav right now is starting to look a bit like lorry driver in his heyday, where he seemed unstoppable. To be fair, one thing I have to amend is that people have corrected me that Despro was looking really good in RAGL, but he had to drop out due to an unspecified, I guess a hand injury or something. Not entirely certain. Don't recall the details, but it was crippling, apparently. So, yeah, that wraps it all up neatly with a bow. Very, very good season of TDGL. We're going to be back with RA, and now I can let the cat out of the bag. The playtest is compatible with the remastered assets, so the next games are going to be played on the playtest, and I'm going to hopefully get the remastered assets installed. That is going to be pretty hype, if I say so myself. Thank you for watching. Looking forward to this one. 5 Aces out. All hail the new champions.
Battle control terminated.